All right, strap in, everyone. We're going deep on AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash. Got a whole stack of sources here, articles, interviews, even some, behind-the-scenes whispers. And they're all saying one thing. Get ready for surprises.
Yeah, this show was electric. It felt like every match, every promo was building to something bigger, like a powder keg just waiting to blow.
Definitely felt that way. So let's break it down, starting with that TBS Championship match. Mercedes Moné, the CEO, defending against Anna Jay. Man, Anna Jay almost pulled off the upset. For a second there, I thought we were looking at a new champ.
She had Moné in that Queen Slayer, that neck breaker, and you could feel the energy shift in the arena. But Moné, she's got that champion's instinct. She just knows how to stay in the game.
And she got to the ropes. It's just in time.
And you could see Chris Statlander watching backstage. She's got her eyes on that title, no doubt.
Yeah, Statlander's next in line for sure. But let's move over to the tag team division. FTR, they're still recovering from that brutal attack by the Death Riders, but they sent a message, a video message, that had everyone talking.
Oh yeah, Cash Wheeler, he's still banged up, but he asked a really powerful question. He said, what was the point of stopping the Death Riders if they were just going to get left for dead?
Heavy stuff.
And then Dax Harwood, he chimed in and said, we'll be back on January 1st.
Yep.
And he said, we're bringing some top guys with us.
So the speculation has been running wild ever since.
Right.
Who are these top guys? Are we talking about a legendary tag team making a comeback? Some rising stars ready to make a statement?
It's anyone's guess right now. But one thing's for sure, the Death Riders better watch their backs.
Oh, yeah. They're in trouble. Speaking of trouble, we got to talk about MJF. His fundraiser for Adam Cole was, well, classic MJF.
It was genius, really. The way he presented it as this act of charity, calling Cole a starving child and everything.
Oh, it's brutal.
But then he sets up this QR code that leads to the World's End pay-per-view. It's like he's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
He's always one step ahead. And Cole, well, he was not happy. He fired back with this fiery promo. Announced Matt Taven and Mike Bennett as his backup for their Dynamite Diamond Ring match at World's End. But then, boom, Cole appears out of nowhere. Super kicks MJF right in the jaw.
That was unexpected. And it shows just how volatile this rivalry has become. These two, they're playing mind games with each other. It's like a psychological thriller unfolding in the ring.
Yeah, the tension between them is incredible.
Yeah.
And it's not just the men's division where things are heating up. Jamie Hayter, she had some choice words for Julia Hart after that sneak attack at Collision.
Hayter does not back down from a fight. And she made it clear that Hart's going to pay for what she did.
Yeah, she promised revenge at Fight for the Fallen. And judging by the look in her eyes, it's going to be brutal.
Hayter's got that raw power, while Hart, she's more about cunning and manipulation. It's going to be a clash of styles, that's for sure.
Definitely one to watch. Oh, and we can't forget Mariah May. She went off on Thunder Rosa. Even challenged Rosa's father to join their Tijuana street fight at World's End.
Mariah May is walking a dangerous line. She's not afraid to push buttons. And that Tijuana street fight, well, let's just say it's not going to be for the faint of heart.
No, it's going to be a war.
Oh.
All right, let's shift gears and talk about the Continental Classic. Things are getting really interesting in both the blue and gold leagues.
Yeah, the competition is fierce. In the Blue League, we saw Shelton Benjamin pick up a decisive win against the Beast Mordos. But it was what happened after the match that really caught my eye.
Right.
The Hurt Syndicate, led by MVP, they made their presence known, attacked Mordos, then went after Daniel Garcia and Mark Briscoe.
That was intense. MVP smashing his cane on Mark Briscoe. That was a statement.
Yeah, they're not messing around. They're here to dominate.
Absolutely. And speaking of domination, that Gold League match between Will Ospreay and Darby Allin, that was a clinic.
Ospreay, he's just incredible. The way he moves, the risks he takes, it's breathtaking.
He hit Darby with that Styles Clash right on the edge of the ring apron. I thought Darby was done for.
That move can end careers. But Darby's got this incredible resilience. He kicked out somehow.
And then he hit Ospreay with not one but two coffin drops to get the win.
That match was a roller coaster. Back and forth, high-flying, hard-hitting. It had everything.
It was amazing. And then there was that trios match. Death Riders versus Orange Cassidy, Jay White, and Hangman Page. That was chaos from start to finish.
Hangman Page, he walked out on his team. Then he came back. It was like he was battling his own demons out there.
Yeah, he's clearly struggling to find his place. And the Death Riders, they took full advantage.
Moxley, he's a master opportunist. He saw the opening and he took it.
Pinned Orange Cassidy after Hangman accidentally collided with him.
It was a smart strategy. Use the chaos to your advantage.
And Marina Shafir, she was there the whole time, lurking in the shadows, like a silent enforcer.
She adds another layer of intrigue to the Death Riders. It's like they're this unpredictable force of nature.
Yeah, you never know what they're going to do next. But speaking of unpredictable, let's talk about those teases for upcoming returns. That Kenny Omega vignette, that gave me chills.
The way they're building anticipation for his return, it's like he's this mythical figure coming back to reclaim his throne.
And Bandido, his return is going to bring a whole new level of excitement to the high-flying division.
That man can defy gravity. He's going to be a fan favorite for sure.
Absolutely. And then we saw Swerve Strickland confront Ricochet.
Swerve's been on a roll lately. His alliance with Prince Nana has given him a new edge.
Yeah, he's got a darker persona now. And Ricochet, he's laser-focused on the Continental Classic right now. But a clash between those two styles would be explosive.
Speed versus agility, high-flying acrobatics versus calculated strikes. It would be a match for the ages.
Sign me up. But perhaps the biggest head-scratcher of the night was that RJ City interview with Tony Storm. Amnesia, really.
It was bizarre. I have no idea what to make of it.
Is it real? Is it a ruse? What's Tony Storm's game here?
AEW is keeping us guessing, and that's what makes it so compelling.
Yeah, they're masters of storytelling. So to recap, Holiday Bash was a wild ride, championships defended, rivalries ignited, and we got some tantalizing glimpses into the future of AEW.
It was a night of surprises, and it definitely left me wanting more.
Me too.
Right.
And I have a feeling this is just the beginning. Things are about to get really interesting in AEW.
Oh, I agree. This episode was just the tip of the iceberg.
So buckle up, everyone. We're in for a wild ride.
Yeah, and you could see it in his eyes, like he just doesn't know where he fits in anymore.
Almost like he's trying to be part of the pack, but he's always going to be the lone wolf, you know?
Exactly. And Moxley, well, he's a predator. He saw that weakness and he pounced.
Yeah, Hangman accidentally collided with Cassidy.
Yeah.
And Moxley just capitalized on the chaos.
It was a brilliant move.
Pinned Cassidy for the win.
Yeah.
And then there was Marina Shafir. She was just standing there, ringside, didn't even move a muscle.
Like a bodyguard almost.
Yeah, a silent but deadly presence.
It adds a whole new dimension to the Death Riders, you know.
Definitely makes them even more intimidating. But let's talk about some lighter stuff for a second. Those teases for upcoming returns, man, they got me hyped.
Oh, yeah, that Kenny Omega vignette, that was something else.
I got chills.
The way they're building this up, it's like he's a legend coming back from the dead.
And he is a legend.
He's going to change the game when he returns.
So for sure. And Bandido, I can't wait to see him back in AEW.
He's one of the most exciting high flyers in the world.
His style is just so unique.
It's like watching a video game come to life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there was that confrontation between Swerve Strickland and Ricochet. Now, that could be a really interesting rivalry.
Swerve's got this new edge to him, you know?
Yeah, ever since he aligned himself with Prince Nana, he's a lot more aggressive, a lot more dangerous.
And Ricochet, well, he's always been one of the most exciting wrestlers to watch.
His speed and agility are just unreal.
If those two ever go head-to-head, it's going to be a must-see match.
Oh, absolutely. But the one thing that I still can't wrap my head around is that RJ City interview with Tony Storm.
That was weird, right?
Weird doesn't even begin to describe it. She's claiming to have amnesia.
Like, she doesn't remember anything.
I mean, is it real? Is it some kind of mind game?
I have no idea.
It's like they're throwing us a curveball.
Yeah.
And I gotta admit, it's working.
It's definitely got people talking.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you just gotta wait and see how it plays out.
But that's what makes AEW so great, you know?
Right.
They're always keeping us on our toes.
They're not afraid to take risks, and they're not afraid to be different.
And that's what sets them apart from the rest.
So overall, Holiday Bash was an incredible show.
It had everything you could want from a wrestling show. Action, drama, excitement.
Had a few surprises thrown in for good measure.
Yeah, like that amnesia angle with Tony Storm.
That's going to have people talking for weeks.
It's going to be interesting to see where they go with that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next.
Me neither.
But one thing's for sure. AEW is on fire right now.
They're the hottest wrestling company in the world.
And they're just getting started.
And it's like they're playing for keeps, you know?
Yeah, the stakes are higher than ever.
Like in the Continental Classic, it's not just about winning anymore. It's about survival.
Right, with the Hurt Syndicate lurking around every corner.
Exactly. Like, remember when MVP smashed that cane on Mark Briscoe?
Oh, yeah, that was brutal.
That was message.
What was it? Like, don't mess with us.
Yeah, something like that. Like, they're not afraid to get their hands dirty.
And it makes the whole tournament that much more unpredictable.
Right, because you never know when they're going to break.
or who they're going to target.
And then you've got guys like Ospreay and Darby Allin just pushing each other to the limit.
Oh, man, that match was insane.
Ospreay hitting that Styles Clash on the apron.
I thought Darby was done.
You too.
But he kicked out,
Oh.
and then he hit those 2 coffin drops.
Just unbelievable.
Darby's got that never say die attitude.
He's a warrior.
And, it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier.
With Hangman and his struggles.
Yeah, like all these guys are facing some kind of adversity.
And it's how they respond to it that defines them.
Makes them who they are.
Exactly.
So, as we head towards World's End, it's all about seeing who can overcome these challenges.
Who can rise to the occasion?
Because the pressure is on.
Oh yeah, the stakes are higher than ever.
And the landscape of AEW could change forever.
It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be unpredictable.
And it's going to be must-see TV.
Absolutely. So there you have it, folks, our deep dive into AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash.
We covered a lot of ground.
Championships, rivalries, returns, betrayals.
It was a wild night.
And I think it's safe to say that AEW is just getting started.
Oh yeah, they're just hitting their stride.
So if you're a wrestling fan, you need to be paying attention.
Because AEW is the place to be.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
And we'll see you next time.